Okay, everyone, are you ready to head to the beach? No, that's not where we're going, but let me share with you my microscope screen. Haha. Okay, well, I need to see if I can. I'll tell you what, I have this zoom so large as far as it goes with the gonna make this as big as it'll go so that okay, we froze my camera screen. For some reason it's not. Your screen sharing is paused. Okay, why? I don't know. Oh, there's my annotation. Okay, maybe we can get this to go large again. Anyway, it says my screen sharing is paused, and I'm not for sure why. Whether that's just something that it's small. Oh, goodness. Why is my screen sharing paused? Resume share. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought this would go quickly, and it has not. So here we go. We have up and running. Now, this darn computer is crazy. The minute movements that I have to make. It's impossible. Anyway, here we are at 4D total magnification. How many nematodes do you see? Some of them are being very quiet, and others are much more active. So right now I see 1, 2, 3. Looks like, oh, I see a flagellate. I see 3 nematodes. I wish that okay, my annotations are working today. And let's go ahead and get out my draw function feature. Nematode right here if you haven't seen him. Nematode right over here. And a nematode up here. Okay. So that's what we kind of use the 4 total magnification for. We see our fungal hyphae out and about and around. There's beautiful fungi hyphae down in here. This aggregate here, this looks like a cellulose fiber. I'm trying to show you the fungal hyphae. Right there's fungal hyphae. What looks like from my 40x magnification. Lots of fungal hyphae in this aggregate you can see, but it looks like omycetes there. Here is some fungal hyphae. So we'll go ahead and we will erase these markings, and I will zoom to the 100 total magnification, and we will show you some more things. And we can look a little closer. Okay, this is 100 total magnification. We'll go ahead and zoom in. You can definitely see a lot of ciliates in this. So we are going, this is a day 9 or day 8, I think. I am really pushing the limits here, but here's another nematode. And I wanted to just see what, it would create under the microscope. So we have a lot of ciliates. I believe we've gone anaerobic, and I think that is due to, because I have the aeration here, and it looks like, I mean, there's tons of air going into this tea brew, and for some reason we're still getting a lot of anaerobes in here. So I think it's somehow they're hiding out in that biofilm, which is creating an anaerobic condition within that tea. And that's why we don't want to brew for long periods of time. The biofilms are harboring these anaerobic species, and we don't want them near our, looks like another nematode there, but I would have to zoom in some more. anywhere near our nutrients, because what they're going to do is they're going to break that down and convert it into, there's another nematode, and some nice fungal hyphae over here. So now, aren't y'all starting to get excited? And don't you want to zoom in and see what type of nematodes these are? Okay, we're going to zoom on around to the 400 total magnification then. Without delay, I don't want to keep you all waiting. I kept you long enough. Whoops, went the wrong way, probably. The beginning of this when my computer was not working right. So now what's going on? Happened was my darn microscope jumped when I was turning the knob. It's not the most, ooh, this looks like a streptococcus right here. Oops, let me get my annotation pencil. But I would have to stain these to see if we have. Here is a woohoo testate amoebae. Definitely a great big large nematode here. Looking at her tail, there's another testate amoebae over there. Let's see if we can see her mouth. Ooh, look at that big, I'm gonna say that's an amoeba right there. Sometimes it's a cyst, but sometimes those naked amoebae, when they get scared, they'll just get into a glob, a circular glob. I don't think we're going to be able to see this girl's mouth part, and at this moment, I do not want to use the stun gun, which is actually heat. When we heat the slide, they can slows them down. Okay, I'm going to say we're not going to be able to get to slow her down. See anything. Testates amoebas. 1, it's like 2, 3. Testate amoeba. So we're doing good. There's a new one in the screen. There's 4 testate amoeba. There's that fungal hyphae. Let's check it out. Little amoeba's checking it out. I'm going to get my eraser going here so we can erase these circles. Okay, so I'll show you. This is a really nice wide strand too. Has uniform septa. The color of the fungi is different than, there's 1, 2 septa. That looks like a possible septa. 3 septa, possible 4 septa. So it's kind of non-uniform, but the width is way wider than what we've got a vortex right here. It looks like there's a cilia there doing something. The color is different too than the background, so that's another indicator that what we have is. Let's try to zoom in on if this is a stock ciliate making all that. She's just a ciliate. They're running those cilias and pulling in all this. Do you see there's 2 of them there working together to move this fluid. See her here? Let's draw a circle around her. Woohoo, here's another one right here. And they're using those ciliates to move this water to bring in the bacteria so they can choose which ones they want to eat. Super fun. Camera may not want to. These are some beneficial fungi. Here, something that we would be measuring if we were doing an actual sample. So all in all, there's a lot to see here. Oh, there goes us another ciliate zooming around. We should see if we see some flagellates. It's looking like flagellate cysts. Might be one there dragging around some aggregate. It's what they want to do. Protozoans are the ones that rearrange the particles. There's that ciliate there. Moving that So these here are flagellate cyst. Right here, flagellate cyst. Or flagellates may be going dormant. They may be running out of food, actually. Looks like possibly flagellate over there going fast, but my computer isn't fast enough to make all these programs run at the same time without slowing it down. So we have testate amoebae. Gosh darn it. Now see, my here it is. Okay. Oh, it went dark again. Why it goes dark, I don't know. That's testate amoebae. There. Okay. This here is a beneficial fungi. Looking for you a flagellate. Looks like this could be one here bumbling around in that. Oh, here is another one here. He's got a hold of that aggregate there. You see how he's hauling that around? And so they haul them around and cluster them and help form those aggregates in your soil. And then the bacteria go there and they'll glue those things together with sugars. Helps increase the porosity of your soil so that air movement can get down in there, so that they keep it from going anaerobic. Now this has gone anaerobic, but I'm not sure you can see those microbes well enough on your end. Let me go ahead and do some erasing. And then maybe we could do some more. And you can see what you can see, and I can tell you what I can see. Here, I can get her zoomed a little bit. Okay. I see a test. Oops, let me get the testate amoebae right here. Very easy to spot. I see this one for sure, the testate amoebae. To look here, it looks like there's a flagellate. That was probably a ciliate. And they come in and out of you so fast, it's hard to catch them on camera. So we can go in and out with the step view here. See if we can see a really good flagellate. Sometimes they're swimming up here up top. They'll float. That would be a ciliate there, moving up and down. Those would be counted as a protozoan for increasing your protozoan numbers in your count. Okay, now I see a flagellate here. We'll show him to you for sure. He's a fairly large flagellate. Watch him go, watch him go. I believe this is another one here. Let's see if we can zoom on him. Yep, flagellate. Oh, so we just kind of sit still in this picture, in this view for a little bit and see how many. I think we got another one rolling around right there. Flagellate. Count them. Don't want to spend too much time. You don't want to spend all day here counting flagellates. We take 25 field of view readings, and that's usually enough to get the overall soil sample to expose itself and tell us what the there goes a ciliate. We don't really have to zoom in on it. We know it's a big, fast moving. There's one flagellate going here. It may be that same one that moved out from over here. Yeah, just kind of let it. Boy, he's dragging that filamentous bacteria here. Filamentous bacteria, I believe. Don't think it's a fungi at all, because it's no scepter or anything like that. Okay, so we can zoom back out on the 100 and see what we see that we find is very interesting. And then I like to just do that and then zoom in from there. If I see something really neat that I want to look at, I can then zoom in. So these aggregates here, stuff like this, mostly just plant matter. Mineral particles. That's why we don't really talk about them a whole lot. More looks like organic matter there. It's like a dead nematode. Organic matter. So it would be a plant root that's deteriorating. Fungal strand there. You can just tell about by the size of it that it's a fungal strand right through here. Color is a little bit different than the background. So, oh boy, look at this guy dragging that thing around. These are ciliates. Ciliates are everywhere. Ciliates, ciliates, ciliates. Oh, testatomebes. You can see them. They're small, but they're there. This is just all kinds of neat stuff that you can look at when you get in the 100 total magnification, and then you find something you really want to hone in on, then you can zoom in on it. If it's something you feel like, oh, I don't know what that is, let me see. Yeah. But if you're really wanting to see your it's all just, I think, organic matter there. Cells of something anyway. You really want to see what your fungal to bacterial ratio is. Then you're going to have to do certain field of view, calculate all the things that substances that you're looking for, count them in that field of view, do it 25 times, then go through with your calculations, and it'll toss out your fungal to bacterial ratio. I don't want to waste my time measuring all that fungus until I need to really do a fungal to bacterial ratio. There was a nematode just kind of laying out there. I don't think it's dead. I think she's stunned. So this here looks like a beneficial fungi right here in the center. We'll go to the 400 total magnification. We'll zoom in to see if we see any septa. I don't see any septa, and it does look fairly clear, but it is fungi. This does look like the fruiting body right here on the end. This is what I notice I see with some fungi. It may be a clear beneficial fungi. Nematode. I mean, I'm sorry, it wasn't a nematode. That was testatomebe. Some very fast moving species in here. So basically, for a biocomplete status, we just have to count however many of these species we see that we count for nematodes, protozoans, and then bacterial, how many different species that are here, and how many of them there are, and the same with the fungi, the beneficial fungi. All of those testatomebe in that picture there. All these testatomebe. They're everywhere. So it seems as though, as far as the predator-predator interaction goes, we are now harboring these anaerobic bacteria. So they're always going to be there hanging out in that biofilm, which we don't want. Oh, that's a fairly large something. He got out of view. Swim. There he is. That looks almost like a euglia. I notice I think the eugleas move a little bit slower than the cilia. but it's, I guess the eugelia would be a cilia. They're paramecium. They're still protozoans. So don't quote me on these names. I am no specialist in protozoans. All I know how to do is just locate them, count them, and put them on the map, the chart. There's a lot of testata amoebae in here, which is good. It gives us something to look at, right? So that's super fun. Oh, you're probably all tired of looking through these samples. I get that way too. Once you look at them for so long. I guess now I need to move on to expand my skill set to be able to count all of these bacteria, to know what my numbers are in these extracts, to know how much that I need to apply per acre. Right, okay. That's my next huge hurdle. And I always take, oh, look, I haven't seen one of those in like forever. Look at her. You guys see what I'm seeing? Let me get my marker out. This. Naked amoeba. Yay! Look at her go. Ciliate up there flying around. So that's cool, right? In the show with something spectacular. There goes naked amoeba. So she's just another protozoan. So as far as us counting, what we do is protozoan just all goes in the same category. And I just write my little hash marks, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when I hit number 5, I make the, hash mark the other direction. And then we count them that way, 5, 10, 15, 20 protozoans. It doesn't matter whether it's a ciliate, whether it's a flagellate, whether it's a naked amoeba, testate amoeba, arcella, they're all protozoans. They all go in the same category and they all get tallied up in the end. Nematode gets its own category. There's flagellate. Down here, moving up through this. Oops, getting him out of focus now. I must move way up through here. He is way up the top. It's like now he's moving his way back down. See how hard it is to chase him around? Yeah. Okay. Listen, I'm telling you, when you would have seen my video footage from the beginning of last year, I've come a long way, everybody. Come a long way just learning how to use these electronics. That was a hurdle all in itself. Zoom, oh my gosh, just learning how to use it, whole nother level. Getting it to connect with the microscope camera, getting the microscope camera to even focus. Come a long way. So now I'm getting to the point where I can focus my attention way more on the microbes. Yay. And we got to see a naked amoeba today. So I think we've nailed just about most of the protozoans in these protozoan infusions. So I hope you guys have gotten to learn some. Look at this flagellate up here. Can you see me circling it with the eraser? Whoa, there it went. Got it something it wanted to eat. Snapped it. Look at him. She's hanging on to, I think, that piece of fungi there. Let me see if we can zoom in, if that does anything. If we zoom into like the 300 and 400 on this. I gotta go to my arrow. 400. We're zooming into 400 here. Okay. Okay. Oh, she's nabbing it. You can see her tail, right? Can you guys see her tail there? Shoot, I'm gonna have to move the camera. It's focusing way too much on the aggregate and not the, darn it. Thought it was a flagellate, but I think it may be a stalk ciliate. Very small stalk ciliate with the way she's acting with that. Let me force my camera to refocus. Okay. But the way she's sucking that moisture in looks like, oh, she just grabbed it. Stalk ciliate right there. That's a stalk ciliate. She's hanging on by her in there and she's grabbing food. So I don't think it's a flagellate. Stalk ciliate. And like, let me tell you, you can barely move this camera to not move so far that, let me see if I change my lighting a little. I know y'all are getting tired of watching this. Snapped it. Well, that's it for today. I hope you all had a wonderful time checking out this. Ooh, what's going on down here? This would be a flagellate hauling this thing around. See how it's pulling them aggregates? It's going to collect that up. It's going to put it in the in with the rest of it to make the aggregates. The biology will glue it all together. So they're going to increase the porosity of the soil. That's why we want as many of these as possible. We're going to feed them heavily. See him packing that around? There he goes with it. He's in livestock underground. It's nice to just sit and watch your livestock. Oh, there's a spirillum. Oh, I don't know if he's going to get it or what's going to happen. I don't know what that spirillum's up to. But there he goes. No, he just went through. Let's just watch this flagellate hauling around this aggregate and see where he's going to put it. Oh, I think he's gonna put it in with that other bigger aggregate. No, he's decided to haul it around with him some more. Okay, this is super fun, but it's time to go. Our video is probably just getting way too long here. I know I could sit here and watch my livestock all day long, what they're up to. This is almost like when you're a kid and you got those magical little unicorn things in the water. Oh, the seahorses, that's what they were. Because oh, wouldn't that be great to have those seahorses and then look at them under the microscope? I need to order some of those things if they still have them. Okay, let's shut this video down for now. Thanks for joining me today, everyone. Looking at this protozoan infusion, and we're going to be shutting it down. So we'll start a new one, and we'll watch the process all over again. We'll try some different stimulants next time to see what all we can accomplish. So let me think of how we're gonna. Woohoo! Until next time, stay safe, and I hope to see you in the future.